Hey, thanks for joining me today. I'm glad you showed up. I'm hoping we get to spend some good time here together, thinking about the character of God. So, what comes to your mind first when you think of God's nature? Are you thinking about what He's able to do, or do you think about what God's like? If you're like me, we gravitate towards God being powerful and mighty and eternal. And yet, God, when He revealed Himself to Moses, wanted him to see something different, a different side of Him, I guess you might say. So Moses knew God like nobody else ever did. And even though he knew God in a special way, he still wanted a deeper revelation. And so he asked God, "Show me your glory." And the Lord was going to let him have that request, but a little bit more. And so we find in Exodus 34 a story where the Lord does pass in front of him and show him his glory. And this is what he says while he's doing that. He says, "The Lord passed in front of Moses and declared his name, the Lord, the compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger and abounding in loyal love and faithfulness." Well, these are words that we do know, and we see them in the Psalms, and we see them in different places where Israel used them for their worship. But we also know that, sometimes God doesn't always appear this way. Sometimes He seems vindictive or angry, and so the way He acts doesn't seem to mesh with these words. But I think if we looked at these words more deeply, we'd find that God is totally consistent with His character. Yes, God acted in anger and judgment sometimes, but He also acted in steadfast love and faithfulness. And so it causes us sometimes to go, how could He be so judgmental? And other times it's like, how can you be so patient? How can you be so gracious? Well, over the next 5 perk streams, we want to look at God's character and see how these 5 attributes that God proclaims about Himself are very consistent throughout the Old and the New Testament. And we're going to learn a little Hebrew along the way too. So you might want to have a little piece of paper or a card where you can jot down a word that will help you remember this English word that we have. But in all of this, as we look at these 5 words, there's one thing I'd like you to keep in mind, and keep this prayer at the forefront. Lord, show me your glory. Reveal something about yourself to me that I didn't know before, and help me see you more clearly. So my inspiration for this series comes from the Bible Project. And if you want to, you can go to the URL that's just right here, or you can navigate to the Bible Project and search on Character of God. Tim Mackey and Carissa Quinn unpack a beautiful set of depth of the descriptors for God. And I think that you'll learn a little bit of Hebrew along the way, but I also hope that you get a new wonder for who God is. So next week, we're going to start with the Lord being compassionate. So until then, I'm going to ask for this to be all of our prayer. Lord, show us your glory.